How much is to live in Bansko for 1 month? Is it actually cheap to come here in the summer and live like a digital nomad? I don't know. Let's cover all that in this video. Good morning, Bulgaria. Dobro utro. If you don't know me, I'm Diego and I've been a digital nomad for the past 5 years. Now I'm here in Bansko, Bulgaria, and I'm about to complete 1 month here as a digital nomad. Since I arrived, I decided to keep track of all of my expenses that I had here for 1 month. So this way I can give you an estimate of how much you're gonna be spending and maybe you can better plan your budget. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive right in. First things first, let's talk about accommodation. We got an Airbnb here in the south part of Bansko for the whole month of July. This is the building. Let's go inside, I'll show you the place and how much it costs. And this is our apartment. The room, the bathroom over there. Nice kitchen, nice living room. And the best, let me show you the balcony. Look at the mountains right there. So cool. Okay, let's sit here and for this apartment, we are paying 390 euros for the whole month. It's cheap compared to other places in Europe, but I would say that we are paying a little more than other nomads. We talked to a few other digital nomads here in Bansko, and we saw people paying like 200, 250 euros for the whole month. But for us, we booked this place really like last minute. It was about 2 weeks or less, maybe 10 days before we came here. So we didn't have many options, and come on, this was a really good option for 390 euros. But keep in mind that maybe if you are a little more organized, you book with a few months in advance, maybe you can find even cheaper options. Again, for us, 390 euros for the whole month. The second thing on my list is co-working space. Now, more and more, as I'm traveling as a digital nomad, I'm getting picky. I need a good working space. If I'm going to spend most of my day here, I need a nice table, chairs, maybe a good meeting room like this one. So yeah, I'm already including the co-working space in my budget. Is the second thing in my priority. And here in Bansko, I confess I didn't do much research. I just picked the one that is really close to my Airbnb, which is also the most famous co-working here, is Coworking Bansko. And they have a few locations, but this one is the gondola one and it's like 2 minutes away to my Airbnb. So yeah, here I'm paying 140 euros for the month and it has good coffee. By the way, the Bulgarian currency is the lev and it's very easy to calculate. It's pretty much 2 times the euro. So if something costs like 10 lev, it means that it's 5 euros. But if you watch one of my previous videos, you know, Bulgaria is about to adopt the euro from 2024. So it's gonna be even easier for digital nomads. Another expense you might consider for your digital nomad life here in Bansko, especially if you're not from Europe, would be probably like a SIM card. So I'm using the one that I have from France and I pay about 20 euros per month. But I asked other nomads around and they say that they got SIM cards here in Bulgaria for about the same price, 15 to 20 euros for 1 month with internet and everything. For food, we try to cook most of our meals here at home and we tend to cook vegetarian. So I would say that we were spending per week around 20 euros for both of us. If you're alone, I would say that 40-50 euros max would cover your month if you're cooking at home. But of course, depending on your diet, if you're cooking more meat, seafood, probably gonna spend a little more. But for us, vegetarian food here at home, I would say like 40 euros per person for the month, it's more than okay. But if you wanna go out for a restaurant, keep in mind there are 2 types of restaurants here in Bansko. The ones targeting tourists, so they can be more like international cuisine or even like traditional Bulgarian food, but they are a little fancier with nice decoration and everything. In these ones, you're probably going to spend around 10 to 15 euros for a plate plus a drink. And then you have the real local ones, like where people that live here in Bansko, they go if they want to have like a meal during the day. And these ones, you would pay around 5 euros for the meal. Like there's one really next to my Airbnb, it's like 1 minute walking. And every time I go there, I pay around 4 or 5 euros, really. Anyways, back to our budget. Considering supermarkets and restaurants, all the times I went out for a restaurant, which was like 3-4 times a week. Combining these restaurants that are more for tourists and the local ones, I spend around 200 euros in food here for the whole month here in Bansko. Okay, for one example, we are leaving this restaurant here called Casa de Papi. It's fancier than some other local places here in Bansko. Did you guys like the food?
Delicious.
Really good.
Good
It was
pizza.
very, yeah.
So Mitch got pizza, got curry, chicken curry. Maria and I got sushi, and the check was about 12 euros per person. So that you have
With
like
beers.
with beers, and yeah, like everybody ate a lot. Or we have good.
Yes, we have.
Okay, so there you go. Like in a place like this, you would spend between 10 and 15 euros. Thanks, guys. Really
Thank
nice,
you.
really nice dinner. Thank you. As I don't have a washer in my Airbnb, another expense that I have here in Bansko is laundry. So I did 2 times already. The first 2 combined, I would say that I paid like 10 euros. It was like 5 each. This is the 3rd time I'm bringing this bag of clothes. Let's see how much it's gonna be. Can I give you this?
Okay.
Okay, here. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. So 6 left this time. I'm gonna pick up tomorrow. So yeah, laundry this month, total 13 euros. Not bad. So as we came to Bansko by car and we are doing a few trips around, of course one of the expenses that we have is gas, actually diesel in our case. And here in Bulgaria, we've seen the price being around 1.75 euros per liter. And we calculated that in the whole month, considering the weekend trips that we're taking to Sofia, to Greece, and everywhere around, we're going to spend around 80 euros for the whole month. Is that correct? That's correct. A haircut. It's definitely time for a haircut. Let's see how much it's gonna cost. Hello. With you. I'm with Malina, and she understood. You understand what I want? Yes. Okay.
Perfect.
Haircut in Bansko, Bulgaria.
Super!
Thank you, Malina. Really good job.
Ciao!
Don't fish, Nene.
Don't be done.
Haircut done. What do you guys think? Good? I like it. That haircut cost me 20 lev or 10 euros. Thank you, Malina. And now that we covered most of the essentials, let's talk about the fun part. Of course, you came to Bansko not to stay stuck in your apartment or in the coworking. So let's cover the fun stuff you can do on the weekends and how much they would cost. One thing that you're probably gonna do is checking right there, the Pirin National Park, the Vihem Peak and all the hikes up there. So it's actually free, it's pretty accessible, but you get there is about 30 minutes by car. So one option that you have is taking a bus from Bansko. Getting up there is 10 lev each way, so 20 lev or 10 euros round trip. And I would say there's a nice restaurant up there if you want to reward yourself with a beer or a drink after a hike. Maybe take 5 euros with you, but of course it's like if you take your own food, you're not gonna spend anything right there. But for this budget, let's calculate 15 euros every time you go. One of the trips that we did on the weekends was to Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria. And we went there by car, but if you need to go by bus, there's an option. It's 10 euros each way. So for me, I went by car, so I'm considering gas plus 2 nights of Airbnb, a walking tour, some restaurants, plus parking. Parking was pretty expensive. It was like 30 euros just in parking. But anyways, if you're going alone by bus, not sharing accommodation, I think you should plan around 150 to 170 euros. For me, I was just sharing car, sharing accommodation, it's much lower, so I spent around 120 euros for the weekend in Sofia. It's very warm. And more or less in the same style, we did a short weekend trip to Greece. It's pretty easy. It's like 4 hours or less. I think 3 hours from here, from Bansko, you get to Thessaloniki and the Greek coast. And again, I went by car, got 2 nights of Airbnb there. So restaurants are a little more expensive. We were spending around like 15 to 20 euros per person, whereas in Sofia was like 10 to 15 euros. But the good thing was parking was much cheaper. It was pretty much free everywhere, or when we had to pay for parking, it was like 5 euros. So much cheaper for that. In the end, I would say you should consider more or less the same budget that is for Sofia. So 150, 170 euros per person if you're going by bus and not sharing accommodation. Like for me, was also more or less the same that I spent in Sofia. It was 120 euros to go to Greece, Thessaloniki, the coast. So yeah, 120 per person. I think this is a wrap. But before we finish this video, let's check how much I spent in 1 month here in Bansko. So, drum roll. The total of my expenses here in Bansko for 1 month was 982 euros. So, is this cheap or expensive for you? Again, it's all based in my own experience. Probably if you have a different lifestyle, you might spend more or less. But if you want to check all these costs, I'm gonna leave a spreadsheet here in the description of the link, so you can check, like maybe it can help you to plan your budget in your own way. So in exchange, can I ask for your like in this video? Is this a fair trade? Thank you so much for watching, and let's wrap in the car because we need to go. That's it, guys. It's time to say goodbye to Bansko. It's actually finally a wrap. We're driving to North Macedonia now, starting a road trip back to France. And if you like this video, but you're planning to go to other destinations, I made similar videos about how much it costs for 1 month in Colombia, 1 month in Guatemala, or 1 month in Tenerife as a digital nomad. So I'm gonna leave all these links here in the description. Maybe if you're interested in going there, it's gonna be helpful as well. Yeah, that's it. We're sad to leave Bansko. I said it was really nice to stay here. But yeah, let's go. We have a new destination coming up. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Bye!